It's about 6 minutes after 12. I'm Dick Cole. Thanks for being with us for this afternoon's music. Hope you will stay around. We got lots of works from, Mikhail Ippolitov-Ivanov, Handel and Mozart, and some other well-known composers, as well as something by Jan Dismas Zelinka. So, again, hope you will stay tuned. We'll also start with some music by Tchaikovsky. The Asheville Ballet presents Sleeping Beauty this weekend, Friday and Saturday, at the Diana Worthem Theater in downtown Asheville. With us from Asheville Ballet, Ann Dunn, who is the artistic director and Mother Spirit or something like that. Also with us, Lyle Laney, the assistant or artistic director, and Coraline Schiefelbein, who is the Sleeping Beauty in this production. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Dick. Nice to be here.
This is a classical production of I guess what we would consider the authentic Russian roots of this ballet. And is that somewhat correct?
That's exactly correct. It is the original choreography from Petipa, as handed down to George Balanchine, as handed down through Balanchine to me, because I was his student, and as is performed by the major ballet companies around the world. And it's truly one of the greatest classics. The music is astoundingly beautiful. It is.
When people think of ballet, this is what comes to mind, I'm sure, musically and otherwise. Petipa was the same person who choreographed the one we
Swan Lake.
Yeah, okay,
yes.
All of those.
Yes.
Yeah, basically every major ballet that you'll go and see, Petipa has had a hand in the reconstruction of it or the choreography.
Yeah.
Of it, so,
Was this something? I'll show my ignorance in front of everyone here. He worked obviously with Tchaikovsky. Did he work with other major composers at this time?
No, that
was it.
That was a collaboration,
okay.
And it really was truly a collaboration, because he would send Tchaikovsky notes as to exactly how many measures of what kind of music he wanted, and Tchaikovsky would create it, and then they would go back and forth.
So it's a really unique collaboration.
Yes.
That's really fantastic. And so all these years later.
Sort of like Balanchine and Stravinsky.
Yeah, right.
Or Martha Graham.
And Copland.
Yes.
Yeah. It's amazing. So if the choreography pretty much comes down to us from more than 100 years ago, what is the creative input that the 2-3 of you in the other room have put into this?
I'll let Lyle address that first.
Well, we have a certain limited number of resources that we work with in terms of the stage, the sets, the costumes, the actual number of dancers. So just given that criteria alone, you have to work within that to try to come up with a vision that fits the music. So Tchaikovsky has given you the story through the music, but you just have to listen to the music and try to figure out how to tell it to the audience. So
it really is, although again the choreography and the music come to you, it is a new creation every time.
It is a new creation in every step, really, in every step. Petipa's been dead for 100 years, so he's not going to come back from the grave and criticize what we do. But as I tell the kids in the studio, we have to honor the tradition that has come down to us. So if you do decide to change something, to alter something, is it bettering the vision? Is it making it more clear? Is it bringing something better than what it was, or at least doing as much honor as what's come before us?
Yeah.
Also, there is a tradition in ballet that every new production of an old thing, and this happened even in Russia over 100 years ago, takes into consideration the dancers, the instruments themselves, and how they have changed. We are much more athletic now than dancers were over 100 years ago. Turns are more splendid, the athleticism has increased as it has in sports, for example. And so there will be, if one dancer is better at turns, there will be slight adjustments in the choreography for turning.
Yeah.
And that's just a tradition. Plus there are some sections that we have choreographed anew. A few sections that are brand new. And there's the whole, that Coraline could speak to, there's the whole artistic side of being an interpreter, of being a dancer, the interpreter of the choreography. So she is an artist in her own right. So, Coraline, you might want to talk something about
Coraline,
what you bring to it.
Do now in days of video, we can see other productions of Sleeping Beauty without going around the world or waiting for. Do you watch these other dancers, or do you kind of try to do it yourself to make it new? How do you approach that?
I kind of do a little bit of both. I will watch them to get inspiration to see how it was done before, and then I kind of try to put my own touch on it to still be me, so I don't lose touch of that either. Mm-hmm.
And you've danced with Asheville Ballet for a while. Are there things that you bring to this role that are uniquely yours, you think? It's okay.
I would say so.
Absolutely.
So what do you think about? I mean, as a dancer, you're out there on stage. You're in a beautiful costume. You've been working for how long to develop this role?
About a year.
About a year. So what are you thinking about as you're out there?
When I get on stage, I really just. It's about the audience. It's all about the audience.
Really?
It's about giving them, they just want to be entertained.
Yeah.
And that's what it really is for me. And I love entertaining people. I love them, so.
So you don't think about, I hope there's not a divot in the stage here, or gee, I hope I'm with the music, or do you think about those technical things when you're dancing?
A little bit, but I think about those more in rehearsal, and then once I get on stage, I just kind of let go.
Oh, boy.
She becomes Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
She becomes her role. And it's a very complex role. It's not a simple role. She has to go through a lot of different emotions. A lot of different emotions, from being happy to be 16 years old at her birthday party, to being shy in front of suitors, to being scared in front of the evil fairy who puts a curse on her, to dying, her death scene, or, falling asleep.
Yeah.
And then to falling in love, being in love, and that feeling of first love that she needs to be able to create with Prince Desiree, who's played by Lyle, who's danced by Lyle. So there are a lot of emotions that she inhabits in her dancing.
And
she doesn't have time to think.
and that you project to the audience through your movements. That's really quite amazing. We're talking about the Asheville Ballet's production of Sleeping Beauty that's opening Friday. It's Friday and Saturday at the Diana Worthem Theater. Lyle Laney is the art assistant or associate artistic director of Asheville Ballet, and also dancing in this production. You've got a lot on your mind right now.
I let Coralyn worry about most of the dancing there. I just got to follow her around.
That's not true. That's not true. He leaps and turns and spins, and he's all over the stage. And in addition to Lyle's amazing dancing and interpretation and pantomime work, which is handed down from the Russian in terms of telling the story with the pantomime, he also staged the bulk of the production.
Oh, my goodness.
With all the dancers.
So you at some point have to think about the rest of the company that's on stage too.
Yeah, actually think about them quite a bit. Coralyn and I were dancing yesterday, as a matter of fact, doing the pas, which is a duet from the Vision scene. And we were in the middle of a turn where she is supposed to wind up facing me, and I had my mind on something else, thinking about the emotional impact of the story, what all of the girls were doing behind me, as there's 10 ballerinas dancing behind me. And, of course, she wound up facing away from me. She's on point. She can't do anything. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, this is my job to fix
Focus.
this. So, so there's a lot going on and a lot that goes through your mind. But once the music starts, and we've rehearsed this for well over a year, different parts of this, you just kind of turn it off and just worry about creating the right emotion for the audience, and just it's beautiful. And the music in and of itself, I can sit in the studio and just listen to the music and just be blown away about how beautiful it is.
Other people who need mentioning in terms of helping create and rehearse this are Fleming Lomax, who's our ballet mistress, and she choreographed and restaged all of the evil scenes. The evil fairy, Caraboss, who puts the curse on Sleeping Beauty, and her minions. She has minions, whatever they are. And Alison Hertzberg, a great assistant and rehearsal assistant, just huge. And all the amazing costumes.
I was going to say, you said they were, before we went on the air, they were all new costumes for this
Brand
production.
new tutus.
Gosh.
For all the fairies, and there are a zillion fairies in both the birthday scene with the baby, and then when the fairies give her their wishes, their good wishes, when the lilac fairy gets interrupted by Caraboss, the evil fairy, and then in the wedding scene. And the cool thing that the kids will really enjoy is in the wedding scene, at the entertainment at the wedding scene, there are also fairy tale characters like Red Riding Hood and the Puss in Boots.
Oh,
Very memorable theme.
Yeah.
That's in the ballet suite that'll follow the interview. So
Yeah.
Puss in Boots characters will be.
Yeah, the Puss in Boots. You'll hear them in a few moments here. And the two bluebirds is an iconic scene from this ballet, Sleeping Beauty.
Well, it sounds like if you haven't seen it, you must see it, and if you have seen it, you need to see it again.
Yes,
It really
and
is.
I mean, Coraline, I want to just say that she is one of the most dedicated dancers I've encountered in being here for 32 years with the Asheville Ballet. She's in the studio every single day, 7 days a week, working by herself, and then with Lyle partnering. They rehearse practically every day. So it's a big undertaking.
Well, it sounds to me, Anne, as someone who's been doing ballet here in Asheville for, what you said, 30-something years.
32 years.
It sounds like you're very proud to be associated with both of these folks.
I am extremely proud to be able to produce this ballet, partly because it's Lyle's favorite ballet, and he's given the ballet company and the community so much. It's nice to be able to give something back to Lyle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
It is his favorite.
well, once again, Sleeping Beauty opens, it's Friday night and Saturday night.
Yes,
at
at Diana Worthem Theater.
Theater. 8 o'clock performances or 7:30?
7:30.
7:30.
Early. We start early so that the children can come, especially
Right.
to something like this.
Yeah,
This is a perfect ballet to introduce young people to
Great
the art.
family evening.
Please,
Yeah.
yes.
And tickets are available, what's the
At
best
the
way?
Diana Worthem Theater box office, which is 257-4530. 257-4530. For group rates, they can call me at the ballet company number, which is 258-1028, 258-1028.
Very good.
And more information, press releases, photos, that kind of thing, are at our website, which is www.ashevilleballet.com.
Very good. And you can even call us here at WCQS, 210-4800. Sleeping Beauty, produced by Asheville Ballet, this Friday and Saturday, 7:30 at the Diana Worthem Theater. Thanks to all of you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks to WCQS
much.
for helping support these local
Oh,
events.
it's a real pleasure to be able to do it. Thanks. And we do have music from the Sleeping Beauty. This is a suite from the ballet. It's performed in this